Imagine taking a single potted plant and multiplying it until it fills a whole yard, all without buying a single seed. This is possible because of a process called vegetative propagation, a biological mechanism that allows plants to grow from their existing parts. Since this is a form of asexual reproduction, you only need one parent plant. Every new sprout is a perfect genetic copy, an identical clone of the original. To begin, you will need a few basic materials: a pair of sharp shears, some nutrient-rich compost, and wrapping film. It is best to work in the early morning when plants are at their most hydrated. With these tools and a bit of precision, we can clone new life directly from your existing plants. The most accessible starting point for any home gardener is the stem cutting. First, select a healthy, overgrown branch from a plant like a rose and snip off a clean section. Before planting, you must identify the nodes, the small bumps where leaves attach, and the internodes, which are the smooth spaces between them. New roots will only emerge from these nodes. Strip the leaves off the lower half of your cutting. This ensures the plant directs all its energy toward forming roots rather than maintaining foliage. Next, prepare a soil bed by mixing it thoroughly with compost to provide the young roots with immediate nutrients. Insert the stem into the soil at a sharp diagonal angle, specifically between 45 and 60 degrees. Bury about half the length of the cutting and water it immediately to settle the soil around the stem. This specific angle maximizes the surface area of the nodes that remain in direct contact with the soil, which triggers faster root development. For plants with flexible branches, like lemon trees, the preferred method is soil layering. Select a thin, low-hanging twig and gently bend it toward the ground. Be careful not to force the bend. You want to arch the branch without snapping the wood. Bury the middle section of that arched branch in a shallow trench, while keeping the leafy tip exposed to the air. Over the next 10 to 15 days, the buried nodes will begin to sprout their own independent root system directly into the earth. Once those roots have stabilized, you can sever the branch from the parent plant. This is a very safe way to clone, because the mother plant continues to nourish the branch during the entire time the new roots are forming. Grafting is a more advanced technique used to fuse two different varieties together, for example, growing yellow and pink roses on a single bush. This requires two parts: plant A, which serves as the rooted base, and plant B, the cutting or scion that you want to attach. Start by pruning back the top branches of the rooted host plant, plant A. Use a clean blade to create a precise vertical slit in a twig on that host plant. Insert the stem of plant B into that slit. You are looking for a tight anatomical fit so the internal tissues of both plants can begin to fuse. To protect this connection, you must wrap the graft point firmly with a cotton cloth or specialized grafting film. This seal must be completely airtight. It prevents the exposed wound from drying out and keeps pests from infesting the graft. If the seal is compromised, the connection will fail and the new cutting will die. Keep the wrap in place and water regularly until you see new, fused growth emerging from the top of the graft. By fusing these stems, you can create a multi-variety plant that could never exist through seeds alone. At this point, you have three distinct setups: your angled cutting, your layered branch, and your sealed graft. Your main task now is monitoring. Keep the soil moist and check your grafts for any signs of drying. Remember the 2-week window for your layered branches. That is when the first signs of root stability typically appear. As these clones mature, they share the exact colors and characteristics of the parent plants you started with. These techniques give you the ability to expand your garden on demand, using nothing more than the biological potential of the plants you already own.